We are back with some more Talos Principle 2. The DLC has just been released and we're going to dive in today. We have 3 separate stories here: Orpheus Ascending, the Isle of the Blessed, and Into the Abyss. I don't really know too much about what we're going to be facing, but I know that the difficulty has been ramped up somewhat, especially the Into the Abyss. It says extremely difficult puzzles. We're going to leave that one until last. We're going to go with Orpheus Ascending. Take your brain for a ride through the laser grid and explore the philosophy of love, death, and resurrection with Hypatia and Sarai. The classic laser mechanics of the series are pushed to the limit in unexpected ways, testing your ability to think differently. Sounds amazing. Let's go. New game. Let's start. The Talos Principle 2 was one of my favourite games that I played last year. In fact, probably ever. I absolutely loved it. So I'm really looking forward to this. Beautiful as ever. Oh, into the mega structures brings back memories.
I think that's it. The new body's ready for the transfer. How's the reassembly algorithm?
Done.
Well then, somebody just needs to go in there and disentangle the data. Ah, and here comes our expert.
I've missed these people.
Thank you for agreeing to this one, Kay. Perhaps together we can right an old wrong. When I was lost in my own grief, I spent a lot of time thinking about Hypatia and Sarai. How they found each other, how they lost each other, and how beautiful it would be if we could reunite them. For the longest time, it was only a daydream, but not anymore. In the myth of Orpheus, the ancient bard descends into the underworld to bring back his beloved wife, who died in a tragic accident. With the power of his music, he convinces Hades and Persephone to free her. But he is told that she must walk behind him, and he must not look back at her until they have left the underworld. And so, of course, in every version of the myth, he looks back. Because he doesn't trust the gods, or because he is an imperfect man, or because he simply forgets. And death is triumphant once again. We've accepted that triumph for a long time, because we had to, because what else could we do? But the world changes, and we are not the frightened, powerless creatures we once were. Perhaps it's time to say enough, and let Orpheus complete his ascent.
Oh, I'm hyped. Let's go. Okay, and here we are, back in the world of the Talos Principle.
You will have to collect all of Sarai's data fragments so that we can reconstruct her personality. I'll monitor you from here, just like last time.
Good luck, kiddo.
Okay, interesting. So it looks like we've got 8 puzzles then, I would imagine. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4 up this way, and then 5, 6, 7, and 8 up that way. We also have a computer here, which we might be able to use. Welcome to the internal messaging system version 0.4. User Sarai. You have 3 unread messages. Cannot access. Not goodbye. Cannot access. Okay, open message. Not goodbye. Okay, to Sarai. Subject not goodbye. This is from Hypatia. I don't know what this is. I don't know why I'm writing this. In all likelihood, you can't even read this because so little of your consciousness is left, and what's left of your battery is dying. They say it's impossible to recover you, and the backups were all destroyed. I wish we'd backed ourselves up in New Jerusalem before we left. The space was so limited, and we would have had to wait so long. Except, of course, it's nothing compared to the empty years that stretch before me now. I don't have the words to express what you mean to me. I try to sum it all up, to say something elegant and beautiful and perfect, and I can't. Maybe it can't be said. Maybe it only exists as days and years live together, a sequence of moments bound together like strings of lights, defying the darkness of the sky. I don't know. All I know is that this is not goodbye. Maybe the end of you, of us, of who I was, but I will not say goodbye. Love you forever, Hypatia. And there we go. Okay, that's pretty tragic. Thinking about the lives of these practically immortal creatures, and especially when they can back themselves up, and if they just fail to do that, and then one gets in an accident and gets damaged, the regret you would feel just not taking the time to do that. Oh, we actually have QR codes here. There is no greater joy than discovering something that you had never imagined. In that moment you understand the world is better than it seems. Okay, well here we go. Puzzle number 1. Yield. Alright, so I imagine that the difficulty is going to be higher than what we experienced in the Talos Principle 2. That was one of the things that the game itself was fantastic, but the puzzles were slightly on the easier side compared to, say, the original game, I think. But, well, let's just see what this level is on. Okay, so clearly we can't take that through there. I can walk through, and it looks like that is where we need to go. So we need to get blue through to here, and so that's the red, and this... Okay, I get it. So that... What does this do? If I block that off, is it doing anything? Doesn't seem to do anything. Nothing I can notice anyway. Okay. So we can't take this through the purple thing here. So we can connect to that, and then we can connect to that. That obviously blocks that off, and then of course we're not going to be able to connect because these two bits block each other off. But I can unblock it, I guess. That will then open that up. Then as soon as I step out, it's going to shut down. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to fast enough to run in. Right, so we need to work out how to prevent this beam here from blocking itself off here. This one looks fairly... Well, there's not really much option for what we can do. Okay, we'll take that for the moment. I don't really know what that does. Is there anywhere else we can go, actually? Just in case. Let's just actually look around a little bit. Just in case there's anywhere else I can actually connect things to. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Right. Okay, so anyway, we've got to connect to that. We need to connect to that. What happens if I connect to that as well? Well, that doesn't really do anything. I didn't think it would, but just did wonder. If I come through here, just block with this for a second. Yeah, that's not going to do anything over there. There's nothing else in there. Okay. It's going to take a little while for my brain to get back on track here. It's been a while since we played this. I need to think about how these puzzles work again. Well, that's interesting. That is interesting. Okay, I connected it to absolutely everything. You know, I'm just trying things out. Not really thinking them through too much. I put it down. Seems to have worked. Oh, of course. Okay. So what it's doing here is this beam that's I've connected over to the red thing there. That's blocking it. This connection is perfect. So I don't need that there. In fact, we can just take that off there. For example, deselect that. Place this down. And that is how we do it. Okay. As always, things are so much simpler when you actually see what they're doing. So yes, so this beam is blocking the red beam here, which we don't want, which is then allowing this one to connect. Fantastic! Would you look at that? And we can collect some of the Cerebrite fragments. Looks like we've got a whole lot of fragments to collect. That's amazing.
When I was born, the first thing I felt was that I was alone. Not that I was lonely, but that I was separate. Singular. There was the world, and there was myself, a contained entity. And this sense of separation, of a distinct self, was delightful. Individuality itself was a source of constant joy and wonder. What could be more incredible than to be able to say, I am?
Yeah, I mean,
We have the first fragment. Everything's looking good on our end.
oh, well, would you look at that? Looks like we have our first spark. There we go. Oh, we have also.
If you get stuck, I've inserted some code that might help you bypass a few puzzles. It's not the most elegant work I've ever done, but it'll do the job.
Nice. I have a feeling I may need to use one at some point. Anyway, we have this here. Unknown error. Okay, yeah, the QR code is kind of degraded a little bit. It's kind of, yeah, you can see the hieroglyphics behind there that's not working. Interesting. Right, okay, anyway, let's move on to number 2. First one's done. I think these are going to be so difficult. I'm going to struggle. There's going to be lots of time skips where I cut out a lot of me wandering around trying to think about what the hell I'm supposed to be doing. Right, we have the connector. We have a blue power there. And... right, so we have lots of reds. Connecting, I'm assuming they don't really do anything. Got another connector here. Right, so what I'm thinking then is this needs to kind of connect to that. I wonder if we need to do a similar kind of trick that we did in the last one. So obviously connecting to the connector. Oh yeah, we need to connect to the power here. Connect to that. That obviously gets as far as... well, that's interesting. Okay, I guess as far as this one, and then gets blocked. So we do... what I'm thinking is that we need to kind of expand on the last one. So if we could connect to that one, I'll get out of the way. Yeah, so that kind of does the same thing. It blocks out that. So we need to block, okay, and then maybe if I can also block out that one. That comes through, that goes, oh, okay, so that, right, okay. I think well, maybe we need to use this one to connect up to these to kind of block that path as well. So if I connect to that one, that's not going through, is it? So let me just block off this one myself. There we go. So that is now going up that far. Right, yeah, so that's not going to do anything until it gets connected. Alright, it's going to be... oh, okay, that's going back. Oh, I see. Right, so when it is connecting... right, let me just reset this. When it's connecting to these, it is actually then converting it over to the red. So we really only want to connect to maybe that one. Maybe that one. And then obviously the connector as well. Right, so that's almost there. What we need this one to be blocked. So if I reset this for a second. Oh no, I need to connect to that the connector. And then if I connect to that one, actually no, not that one. I want to connect to this one, and then I want to connect to that obviously as well. Let's pop that down. And so it's, yeah, if I personally block this one off. Okay, so now this one should keep that blocked. Yeah, it does. Perfect. Awesome. Now we get some more fragments.
As I grew, I realized that the more I developed this sense of self, the more enjoyable it became simply to exist. It wasn't selflessness that improved existence, but refinement of the self. When the ancients said that ego is something to set aside, they got it all wrong. Ego is something to nourish and shape. A work of art.
Okay.
The reconstruction's working. Keep going, 1K.
I will keep going. Well, we'll end up there at some point. That looks very interesting. Alright then, let's move on to puzzle number 3. sequence. Right, let's have a look then. We have pressure plate, opens up to that gate. That allows us to access the red power there, the emitter. We have this blue one is already going. What's it connecting to? There's nothing connecting in there. Or is there? What is that? Is that something? Oh, it is something. Oh, it's just a connector. It's drilled into the wall. Okay. An accumulator. We have red. Okay, so clearly we need red. We need this to be able to access the red. Okay. So I can come through here. I can connect that up. Like that. That opens up that. Okay, I see the problem. Right, we want to connect that to... So we can't access the red emitter directly, so it will need to be the connector here. Place that down. Now it's also going to get blocked by the blue bit, which is where we need to think about how to block that off. So maybe we can use this, the same kind of trick. I don't think it's going to work though the same. It just needs to be able to connect it enough. Let me just see, if I do this and stand on here, does the red take precedence? It does not. So that's not going to work. So we want to connect to that, we want to connect to that. Maybe if I connect to that though, that's not really going to block anything. Oh, actually, what am I doing? There is, let's deconnect from that. That might just work. Yeah, there we go, perfect. And then this connects to that. Open, okay. Well, so far, that first puzzle took me a while to figure out. I will cut out quite a bit of me just staring at it thinking, how the hell am I doing this? But as soon as I figured it out, I've now been able to use that to do the others.
Into the value of the self were genuine, I think. But of course, I was completely inexperienced. In fact, in many ways, I was like a human child. So I began to resent everything that intruded on that sense of self. My social obligations to the others, the leadership of Athena and Cornelius, even the obvious limitations imposed on us by our situation. Why did I have to exist in this particular historical moment, saddled with the task of reconstructing civilization?
Okay, vastness. Yeah, you know what? In when you're talking about science and things, scientists don't like special. They don't like to be special, and by that I mean it is very difficult to kind of, in all the vastness of time, to be present at any one particular time is statistically very unlikely. So for something special to happen, it's kind of unlikely that you will be there to witness it. So you can kind of understand where she's coming from. Why does she have to be in here at this kind of special time, having to do this stuff? It seems unlikely that she would be unfortunate enough for that to happen. I don't know whether you understood what I was saying there, but that's yeah. Anyway, right, what are we doing? Well, okay. What is our ultimate aim here? We need to open up this gate so I can get through, which I think that's just a pressure plate, so that's interesting. Or maybe not. No. That pressure plate opens up the access to the blue emitter. The wire here is following along here. That is connecting to the red thing there. So I think we can connect through this gate. I can connect directly to that. Oh, that opens up this. Okay, so I think we can take up this now. Yep, and we can take this one through. Okay, we can... Let me think. We want the blue open. That keeps that open. That obviously opens up that. So what we want to do is connect that and that. And then, of course, we have the same kind of thing where we need to block this to open up that. And I need to I can't get back out now. I need to prevent this from opening. So can we access... If I connect to that as well... that is not... No, that is not working. That does not work. I need to... Oh, hold on. Can I connect to that? Yes. Once we've got the process, once we know how that kind of mechanic works,
With that
it's been
focus on the
straightforward.
self, also came an enormous and increasingly overwhelming fear of death. The pleasure of existence seemed almost erased by the possibility of its ending. If it was possible not to be, if the self had an ending, even in the distant future, then how could anything have meaning? I spent far too much time imagining that last moment, the moment just before I stopped existing. How could I possibly face that?
Yeah, that's one of the cases. If you think about it too much, you could easily fall into that sort of existential crisis mode and just think about these sort of things. Okay, alright, let's have a look at this computer. Well, I've got a bunch of things here that we can see. Let's recover peace. Start from the top, work our way down. An ethical philosophy of life by Felix Adler, user highlighted. It is upon those we love that we must anchor ourselves spiritually in the last moments. The sense of interconnectedness with with them stands out vividly by way of contrast at the very moment when our mortal connection with them is about to be dissolved. It is the intertwining of our life with theirs, the living in the life that is in them. It is but a part of our living in the infinite manifold of the spiritual life. A thought of this, as apprehended, not in terms of knowledge, but in immediate experience, begets the peace that passeth understanding, and it is upon the bosom of that peace that we can pass safely out of the realm of time and space. Okay, let's do the next one. Recover God. Essays, first series, Ralph Waldo Emerson. Okay, thus we are put in training for a love which knows not sex, nor person, nor partiality, but which seeks virtue and wisdom everywhere, to the end of increasing virtue and wisdom. We are by nature observers, and thereby learners. That is our permanent state, but we are often made to feel that our affections are but tents of a night. Though slowly and with pain, the object of the affections change, as the object of thought do. There are moments when the affections rule and absorb the man, and make his happiness dependent on a person or persons. But in health, the mind is presently seen again, its overarching vault, bright with the galaxies of immutable lights, and the warm loves and fears that swept over us as the clouds must lose their finite character and blend with God to attain their own perfection. That's very flowery language, isn't it? Okay, recover eternity. Theo Erkenwald. In what sense am I a Christian then, if I care so little for dogma? In the sense that in everything that I do and think I follow the revelation of Jesus Christ, that the greatest of all things is love. Love is the nature of God, and so equally the nature of that which was created in his image. This I've learned through the revelation that is daily life, through toil, misery, and strife, that infinite power which brings relief and joy. Thus I reject those who believe that the ordinary love of mortal beings is limited and that it ends with death. Rather, it is through love that we perceive the immortality of the soul, for it reveals that eternity is conceivable to the human mind when it is filled with love. It is because we know that we can love another forever that we know that we are the children of God. I mean, honestly, personally, I don't believe in God, so I would reject his premise there. But I feel you can love just by loving. You don't need. It doesn't really. I don't know. Let's move on. Next one. Okay. Username corrupted. I don't have much time left. I never thought it would end this way. Never thought I would die alone, sitting around in my apartment, wondering if things would have gone differently if I'd gotten that stupid grant. Mostly though, I just wonder why we're not together. I still don't understand. I don't know why you had so much pain inside you. I don't know why you let it infect everything we had. I don't know why you couldn't see my love for you. Why you twisted everything I said. I was angry and disappointed for so long, but now I just wish I could have found some way to make that pain go away. I would give anything for that. I wish you were here. I think there's a lot of context we're missing from that statement. Okay. Interesting. So obviously we know the kind of the theme of this area: love and death and mortality, all sorts. Okay. So I think that was all from this section. I think we've got time. We can move on to the next set of puzzles. 5, 6, 7, and 8. I'm assuming I might introduce maybe a slightly different mechanic for the next one. Let's have a little look-see around. And there could be some more sparks or some other things that we might want to find. I feel like I can hear something. Whether that's just ambient noise or whether it is something to actually find. It's just rocks falling, I guess, and this kind of the ambience. Okay, let's keep on going. Sometimes there are little hidden pathways that we want to sort of search out. Oh, we've got a little waterway here. Well, this place is beautiful as always. I just love this game. Alright then, puzzle 5. Let's check it out. Chain. Right, what have we got on this one? Alright, connector. We have a switch. We have another... Okay, that's where we're going. And that is connected by the wire, which goes this way. Disappears into the wall there. So, don't know what's going to be turning that on. Let's flick the switch and see what happens. Ah, there we go. Oh, wow. Wow, okay, that's... I'm sure that's going to give the illusion of complexity. I bet it's not as difficult as it first looks. It's a whole lot to connect to. Right, okay, so... What have we got here? Ah, okay, right, these are all blue. Ah, okay. How do we do this one though? So we need to open up all these. Yes, we need to open up all these gates. And that will then open up that. That's all we have to do. So if I just connect that and that. Right. So that gets as far as this one. So why... Oh, okay, so that could be... That's the extent of its power. That's the halfway point where the red and blue start to cancel each other out. Up until then, the blue is powerful enough to do that. Well, in that case then, I wonder if I disconnect from that one, and if let me just test out my theory. Does this go one further along? Let me have a look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, it does, I think. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this time the halfway point is here. What have we got to do? 3 more? So instead of that one, if I disconnect from there, 1, 2, 3, would it be this one or would it be one more? Oh, okay, no, so that we need to go a little bit further on. 2 more. Well, that's interesting. It didn't... Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. We'll just connect that one and then connect to this one. One more, okay. There must be some kind of exponential pathway. There we go. Done it. Perfect. Oh, that's a cool one. I like that. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it's just it extends outwards onto like 3 from there. I don't know. Okay. We did it anyway. Nice. Okay, so I'm wondering then, is this
Looking back,
Mechanic gonna be used again.
it's embarrassing how solipsistic I became. I really thought that I could construct my identity without any reference to the outside world. Like I could just will myself into existence. But it just didn't work. And it made me miserable. Everything felt hollow and meaningless, overshadowed by the idea of death. There was something I wasn't seeing, something I needed, but I couldn't figure out what it was.
Oh, careful. Okay, moving on. Equilibrium. What have we got here? Let's have a look around. So we have, okay, purple gate allows me through. Yeah, so we've got another kind of chain coming through. We need the red and the blue, and we can go through here as well. So we have two connectors. I'm thinking then, where's the, oh, okay, hold on, what's this? What's going on here? Oh, accumulators, right. Oh, and that's the, okay. I guess we can use these in case we mess things up. So, what do we do? Red needs to go onto this side. We can connect it to that one. And that connects to everything. Okay. So, if I take the accumulator for the blue side and connect it up to here. So, right. So, the red is not strong enough. So, in that case, we would need to kind of boost it a little bit. Can we... How do we get the connection through? Oh, no, no, I can't take anything through there, so I can't. Oh, it's literally. I think we just need to connect to this one, for example. That would be enough to push it through to here. We just need to connect it to one more. So. Obviously we can't get the angle. How do we connect it to this one? So obviously we can't connect through this wall here. By blocking just this connector there. Yeah, because the angles are kind of blocked off, so I don't think there's anything else I can do to be able to connect to a different one. Obviously, this needs to come into play somehow. I've got two connectors. Obviously, got to use them for something. How do we do that? Ooh. Okay, hold on. Let me just check something out. So what I just did is I've done the connector to the connector to connector, and then the accumulator to the connector, and that seems to have weakened it. It's not as strong. So we actually need to increase the power. So we need to weaken. Oh, that's just interesting. Right, let's just put no. Reset you. Let's take you then. Connect here. You want to take you out the way. So I'm thinking, I'm going to test something out here. We connect to there. Okay, so that obviously goes all the way through. But now we take the accumulator, connect to that. That's almost there. Yeah, that made it stronger. Right, well in that case, we could beacon it again. Oh, this is amazing. Put this down. Take that up, just connect it to that one. And that does the trick. Oh, so the more connections we have, the weaker the signal is. Oh, that is fascinating. I wonder whether have they always worked like that? Or, I mean, this mechanic has never come into play before. I wonder whether that was just changed for this DLC. Oh, that's really cool. I love that.
everything changed when we started spending more time with each other. Do you remember that night when we found the old library in the Dead City? It was just after the stampede and we were all a bit shaken up. Byron read to us from one of the books, and later you and I started arguing about one of the poems. And your perspective was so different and interesting, and I just kept wanting to hear more.
That's interesting. We get to find a little bit more about the relationship between them and stuff. Oh, this is cool. Okay, I just did see a QR code, so I just wanted to try and get there. Just have a little read. Something's gone wrong. We are fragmented. This is incorrect. Burial 4. Interesting. Okay. That's the first kind of sinister thing that we've kind of seen. We often get these little clue things here that kind of throw some light into what's going on around here, but we kind of know why we're here. There's no sort of big mystery, but maybe there's more going on here than we know. Okay, okay. I think we can do something. We'll check out the computer in a bit. Let's go in here. Domino effect. Right, we've got a bunch here. So again, we need to go through here, which is being connected. Again, behind the wall. Let's flick the switch then. Let's have a look and see what we're in for. Okay, so it's basically exactly the same as before. We need to get this one, which is connected to there, which will open up that. So we need to open up these gates. So this time we have alternating. We've got 3 red, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blue, 4 red, 3 blue. Okay, how many connectors we have? We have 4 connectors. Right, let's get started then. So we'll connect to the red, and we'll connect to. Oh, hold on. Are we even going to be able to connect? We're not. We've got these cages in the way. Oh, okay. Well, I can place it there. That'll connect. I guess maybe where we place the connectors is going to be the interesting one. Let me think. If I connect it in the middle here, that goes too far that way. So let's pick this up. Let's place it. Let's not connect to that one. We'll connect to this one instead. That's perfect. Okay. So this one we need to connect to the red. And I guess maybe this one. Okay, so that pushes that back too far. So let's move this over a little bit. We'll connect to this one. Oh, that's cancelling that out there, look. Do we want to do it one more along then? Connect to this one. Okay, that works. And then we want the blue there. And then I would imagine then we want to just do probably this one. Oh no, hold on, what have I done there? I want to, so I connect to the, I want the blue there and there. Oh, I see, it's not connecting. I'm too far. Let me bring it back a bit. There we go. Oh, well, one down. So, okay. It's got to be this this one here. And we'll do that there. Ah, okay. Oh, we're so close. So that is cancelling that out because of this. Okay, so we need to maybe alter the things here. So we have to deselect that one. We need to, it's got to be this one. Okay, so that's this one here. So we now need to move this one further along to here. Let's try that. No. No, I did that wrong. And that needs to be blue. Okay, now this one is cancelled out. Oh, okay, and then what we can do here is instead of connecting to that one, we'll connect to this one. Oh, not quite. What's going on here? We have, oh, the red is too strong on this side. Oh, okay. So if I move this one back over here then, and then that one's cancelled out. Oh, that's too strong here. And that is... well, that's still not working there, actually. Okay. Huh. I wonder... oh, could I get... I don't think... no, I can't get far enough. I was wondering whether I can connect to multiple ones to boost the signal. I don't think I can. So let's, for example, I want to connect to 2 of them at the same time. Yeah, I don't think I can get it far enough back. That's as far back as I'll be able to get it. Yeah, can't be done. Guess just a little bit of trial and error here, I suppose, just to kind of... okay, so that cancels out this one here, and it doesn't go far enough there. We've got no other angle to connect to any others, I think, because it has to be dead on. Alright. That's fine. Okay, so placing it in this one... oh, we can't open that one. That's too far that way still. Oh, okay, okay. Yes. Oh, that's still not doing the trick. Okay, what I can do then... I think I've got it. We need to... it has to be this one. So that kind of works out perfect on that side. And then this one, I think we now need to move back to here. Oh no, still not. The blue is still not strong enough. Placing the blue here. Okay, this red's too strong. Oh, I wonder, yes, I think... okay, let's move this one back then to here. Yes, 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 and now this one, we then move... so this one... back a little bit. Oh no, almost! Almost! It's not strong enough to get that! Oh, that's frustrating. I thought that might just do it. It does not just do it, okay. Okay, how do I do that? Because then if I disconnect that one, move it along to this one, it just cancels that out. But I think though, if I do it one more, surely that'll block off that one. Oh, it doesn't! That works! Oh, I guess, yeah, because they're like equal distance apart. There's like one there. So they would cancel out in the middle there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Brilliant.
I never really understood the appeal of philosophers who tell us that everything is one. If everything is just a reflection of yourself, an endless hall of mirrors, there's nothing to connect with. And what I realized through our conversations is that everything beautiful happens in that space of connection between one person and another, and between people and the world. That gap between us is necessary. Because without it, without separation, there can be no transcendence.
Well, I think basically what it's saying is diversity of strength, right? If everybody's the same, it wouldn't be as good. Anyway, it's QR code. I wish to see more of the world's beauty, but there is something limited about this place. It's not enough. Alright. Right, let's check out that computer then before we do the 8th puzzle. Okay, Everyday Sublime, let's check it out. A.D. Markham. Love must matter to the philosopher because it is at its core the one undisputed presence of the sublime in our lives. Even when it is failed love, unrequited love, or entirely imagined love, it's like a vast monolith towering over us, humbling, uplifting, frightening. Those who deny its presence can be safely disregarded as fools. They know it is there, they are simply afraid. But equally, the philosopher must consider that in the greatest matters of history, love matters not one jot. The Narazene commanded his followers to love their enemies, but they did not, and wrote 1,000 books of excuses for this failure. Therein is revealed the purpose of the human struggle. Well, I mean, obviously you can't command to love. It either happens or it doesn't. Alright, recover confessions. Could be juicy. To me, the idea that my soul, my essence, could fall in love with another being and then maintain that love unblemished for eternity seems utterly impossible. My experience of love has been catastrophe, embarrassment, and disappointment. Yeah, because I've been using Tinder probably. This is precisely why I refuse to surrender, why I choose to believe against all precedents that I will find the one for me, that our love will last forever. You can laugh at this absurd and contradictory belief, but it will not waver. Faith is not a matter of the past, of miracles witnessed and saints observed, but of the future that ought to be written. Okay. Pickering Manuscript, or William Blake. Seek love in the pity of others' woe, in the gentle relief of another's care, in the darkness of night and the winters of snow, in the naked and outcast seek love there. So, everywhere basically. Exit. Okay, so I think then in this area we got one more puzzle, so we might as well do it. There's no point in leaving it now. So this one. 8, puzzle 8, let's go. Right, what have we got then? We have a pressure plate, which obviously opens up that to allow access to the blue emitter. We do have a connector. What have we got again? We've got, right, this is where we're going to. Which we need, oh look how many wires we need to open up that. We need all these connected. Okay, so we've got 2 blue there and 3 red. That's the red emitter, right. Okay, let's connect up some then. The only thing I can connect to is that one. That obviously opens up those. Obviously this needs to be done something. Or maybe... Right, let's connect to that for a moment. We'll take up this. And then maybe we'll need to weaken the signal, which is kind of what we worked out. That's not what I wanted. Connect to that, and then that. Okay, so because it's going through via this connector, that should then weaken the signal a little bit. So then by using the connector here, and oh yeah, we can only connect it up this way, can't we? Blue to there. Put that down. Right, so how are we doing? It's got those 2 connected. Oh, okay. So the signal isn't strong enough then on this side. It's going too far through. Okay. Let's take out... Let's just connect to that. Hold on. And to that. Okay, we need to strengthen this side. Let's take off that for a second. How do we do that? If I connect that and that, if I get 2 of them, does that boost it? It doesn't. It doesn't work like that. Ah, interesting. Okay, well in that case, I can actually come through here. Oh, look, we need to maybe weaken the blue signal. Don't think I can do that though. So I can't get the connectors through here or through anywhere else. It's all separated off by the purple things. I can't get them out here at all. Oh, well I can. I can connect. Ah, okay. Let's grab that one. I can connect to that and that. So place that down. We'll take up this, and that one is just connected to that and that. Pop that down. There we go, yes. So because we are going via that connector, it's weakened the signal a bit enough to do it. Oh, fantastic.
Once I understood that meaning comes from the interaction of the self with the world, I found it easier to be patient, to be kind. I reminded myself that other people are just like me, and nobody really knows exactly what they're doing. And the more I allowed myself to open up, the more interesting and complex our interactions became, and the more meaningful.
We have roughly 50% of Cerebai's personality matrix reconstructed.
Nice.
Who'd have thought that 1K would have made such a good necromancer?
Okay, tell me where to go next. I don't know where the next bit is. Oh, through here. Oh, what is this? 404. Okay, can't do anything with that. Interesting. Ah. Where is this leading me? Oh, there's nowhere. Is this a secret area? I can just kind of like drop down here maybe. I don't know whether I should. No, I shouldn't. Oh wow. Where does that put me back? Okay, that put me back to the last save point, which is basically coming out of 8. Right, well, I mean, there must be a way out somewhere. But we found a little secret. There's the vault over there, which we may need to investigate at some point. Okay, tell you what, let's make our way back to the beginning. Maybe there's another path back there. Oh, hold on. There's some... Whoa, okay. There's some puzzles over there. Oh, that could be interesting. Ah, so yeah, there is another path. Oh, there we go. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Right, yeah. So we are about half of the way there. Brilliant. Okay, well, that seems like a good point to leave it then. Thank you for watching today. I am so excited to be back into this game. This is going to be so much fun. I absolutely love the Talos Principle. My all-time favourite game. I really do believe that. So, yeah, next time out, we are going to head down towards the next set of puzzles, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So please do join me then. And I'll see you very soon. Bye.